Wake Shaker Tower unit. I just want to quickly go over some of the criteria and the constraints. We have a tower height, which I will show you in a minute. This is basically showing us it has to be 80 to 114. There's a minimum height and a maximum height. The tower width, it can only go around the side. It can only be around the base block, which I'll show you in a quick minute of how when you set up your design of your tower paper, when I start showing you that, it has to be 5 floor plates. There has to be 2 sides built with cross bracing. And then for weight, 20 grams or basically 20 washers that you can put on any of the floors, but it's got to be 5 plates. This is just showing you supplies I'll give you throughout it. These are just ideas. You do for cross bracing. These are just ideas. You do not have to use them. And very important when we're drawing our drawing today, we got to make sure that we're using pencil and that each of our cross bracing shows 1 box in thickness. It's really important that because we're actually going to cut this. Not only is this our ideas, we're actually going to use this for the construction. We're going to lay our pieces down and make sure they're cut to the correct size. And we're going to lay them on here. We're going to pin them and then glue them in a couple of days later. But very important that you make these exactly the thickness is 1. If you do it something like this, like 1 line, this isn't going to work because when times to cut, things aren't going to fit. It's not going to work well. You'll have to start over. This is not good because when you're cutting, it won't make it cut to the exact size that you need it. This will. When you pin it down, it'll be exactly the size that we need. So, yeah, we will work on designing and building this week, and then next week we will stop. We will the week after winter break, we will test our designs. Okay, so when you're designing your paper today, notice that the grid paper here, it matches up perfectly with the balsa wood. So when you've done like blueprint designs before, if you've ever done one before, like you just make a rough sketch and you throw it together, here it's important that you make it perfect because you're going to be using this to make your you're literally going to be cutting and tacking these things down, pinning them down. You'll make cuts on here. So notice that like this dark line, this is literally the side of your tower. So when you make this, there's our base block. You don't need to cut anything out for that. This is already cut for you. That's going to go right here where your base block is. And then also there is the foundation plate. That's going to help secure it to your shaker table. So it's going to look like something like this. So when you're doing this today, notice that we will be using pencils. Like you're going to this is already done. The side's done for you. If you want to, the minimum height is here and the max